Predators of the Heart has been around since 1998. We're a nonprofit organization based out of Anacortes, Washington. We do a lot of school events, fairs, church events, libraries, community events in 4 different states, and character development is huge on our list, and that's what we try to portray with the animals. A little on the crowded side today. Originally, when we first started the program, we would go to schools and talk about predators stalking our kids, drugs, alcohol, murder, and suicide. These animals are by nature predators, but we have had them since they were young, very young babies. In some instances, I was actually in the box when they were born with their mother, and they've been worked with and are fabulous animals. They've been used in movies, they've been used for education their whole lives, and they just love working, and we love working with them. Some of the animals that we have at Predators of the Heart were actually rescued and given to us. You know, they come from situations where they were no longer able to keep the animals. And they're just really wonderful animals, and they've been brought into this world to bring awareness to how great nature is. Basically, what this comes down to is 2 things. It comes down to our compliance with all public safety issues and the law. So we've done everything we can to be in compliance with both of those. We're already in compliance with state and federal laws. We're USDA licensed and we're insured. So now the county has come to make that more restrictive, that really doesn't matter, and they've put together a criteria for sanctuaries, which we are trying to meet, and we've already went down and paid our $4,500 for the application fee, and plus a couple thousand for paperwork on top of that. Well, now the county has actually come back and said it doesn't matter what you do, you're not going to be able to keep your animals there, and none of this really matters. We've got fences overhead, underground fences, electric fences, perimeter fences, 40 locked gates. We have the security in place already to be safe, and we've had no issues. Our animals don't even have the opportunity to hurt anyone because they're all contained and they're safely housed. So now that we're already in compliance with all the federal and state laws, and there are many of them, books and books of them, the county has come along and now they're making this law more restrictive and saying that you cannot even have these animals, and they want us to move them or euthanize them, and those are the options. The bottom line is, when I talk to the prosecutor and he says to me, you're not going to be able to keep your animals. So basically, no matter what you do, you're not getting out of this alive. So basically what they have done is they've created a maze with all kinds of turns and curves and hoops to jump through. And right when we jump through another one, we find out that it's a maze without an end. They've actually created a maze that we cannot get through. And so we're asking the public to call the commissioners and tell them that this is not a good idea. This isn't good for the public. It's not good for the animals. We're not hurting anybody. They need to just let these animals live with us in peace and let us continue to do the events that we've been doing for 14 years where no one is getting hurt. What we are trying to do is, we've had a great outpouring from the public already of people that will take on these animals. The one issue that we really have is we know these animals don't place well. In other words, when you move them, they'll never be the same. And we're trying to avoid that right now and keep them in a place where they are already succeeding. The problem with moving those animals is they incur a lot of stress, and it will actually change them, and they're never the same. So you'll take a cat that's great in his environment, move him to another environment, now he's a whole different animal, and so that people don't know how to respond, so they'll shoot him up with drugs, and then he'll get worse and worse and worse, and inevitably they will have to euthanize that animal. This is an absolutely no-win situation any other way than keeping the animals where they're at in their safe environment, where they have lived and thrived for most of their lives.
Good girl, aren't you?
We are so thankful for the outpouring of community support that we've gotten from all across the world, including several celebrities now that have jumped on and said, hey, we're with you, we're backing you on this issue. So what we need you to do is we need you to call the Skagit County Commissioners and tell them, please let these animals live their lives in peace. They're not hurting anybody. We would like to be able to keep these animals, display these animals, take them to schools and fairs and events, and show people just how spectacular they are and what their role is in nature. And we need to make people really aware and what makes them so special and valuable. So let these animals live and serve as ambassadors to kids who have never seen this, so that they may come to respect, love, and cherish nature and the amazing creation around us.
Good boy.
If we don't protect them, who will? Thank you for your support.